Hi Sumera, how are you?
I'm good, Ritesh. How are you?
All
Thank you
well,
so
Sumera.
much for giving me this opportunity to be able to be my mentor and to teach me some new things, some exciting things. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's all my pleasure, and whatever I can help my fraternity, I'm always there. So please ask your
Thank you so
question.
much. Yeah, Ritesh, my question is related to ecom portal and how the whole business works per se in comparison to a brick and mortar. I'm specifically referring to fashion retail in terms of apparel or any fashion related product. A lot of people in this current time are coming up with their own e-com portals and they want to try and do a business on their own as in terms of being entrepreneurs, and we're trying to compete with a lot of the Namshis, Noons, and Amazons of the world. So I'm just curious to know as how this whole process works. What goes into building of a portal, be it through a website, be it through Instagram or Facebook related, and to just give me the basics and to take me through the entire process, if that's given.
Oh my God, that were so many questions in one question.
I'm so sorry. I just
No
needed to
worries.
ask everything before I forget something. That's
No
why.
worries. The best part, I'll answer each question separately. Now, there are
Okay.
when it comes to e-commerce and physical brick and mortar retail, there is so many features or similarities available. So it is not like a rocket science. Definitely, it is a science. I would call it. Even a retail is a science, and it's a combination of science and art. I would call it. You have to
Right.
inspire the people with your visual merchandising. You have to persuade the customer with your visual communication, with your mass communication, and then the end sales takes place. So
So, which you would
similarly,
say, I'm sorry, which you
yeah.
would say is far more difficult to do vis-a-vis a brick and mortar, right?
It's see, Sumera, how it happens is in a physical retail, you are seeing the customer. So the human
Right.
selling, human one to one or a human touch is much more important. As a
Correct.
customer, as if you put yourself in a customer's shoe, one thing always remember in sales, the people love to do business with people whom they trust or whom they know. Correct. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
as a good salesperson on the floor, if I built up
Hmm.
that rapport of trust with my customer, that customer
Hmm.
will then definitely buy it from me. So I'm
Right.
not doing the hardcore selling. What I'm doing in this part is trying to be like a consultative seller to the customer. So whatever the queries are, I'm answering those queries. I'm making him or her comfortable in the physical store and giving as much knowledge that she requires to know about the product. Today the customer has changed with thanks to social media. They do all their research online, social media, their peer pressures there, they have polls etc for a particular garment, and then they want it. So all those things are taking place. So the customer is much more aware than the salesman at the moment. So now here what.
Sorry, Ritesh, just to cut you in. Are we talking about what kind of a target market which is more hands-on in social media? Are we talking about the younger generation? Are we talking about Gen Z? Whom are we specifically targeting?
See,
I mean, especially in apparel.
when it comes to e-commerce or any category, you need to know your customer. Now if I
Right.
ask you a website like firstcry.com, who is the
Hmm, hmm,
TG? The TG are
hmm.
not kids, are not
Right.
infants. The
It's
TGs are
mothers.
mothers, or the mothers of first, the newly new formed mothers who have delivered their
Right.
first child, the
Oh,
new
yeah.
parents. So that's their TG. So
Right, right.
take another example of a fashion brand, since you come from a fashion apparel background. Another example, if I have to give a fashion, say for example, Namshi. Who is their
Hmm, hmm.
target audience? Do you feel the man and
Uh,
woman who are well traveled, who knows fashions,
yes.
who knows trends?
Career women, career men. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So that will be the TG. Now let me take you a different category example: Booking.com, or say
Hmm, hmm,
MakeMyTrip.com. Who's the TG?
hmm,
You know the TG for Make My Trip are something called DINKs, DINKS. What I mean
hmm,
by
hmm.
that is double income, no kids couples. They are the biggest.
Really, I know.
They are the biggest spenders on for a travel website. So they
Uh-huh.
they are the one, they have the money power, they have a disposable income, and they travel and they love
Right.
traveling and getting the memories rather than getting an item or an iPhone or and just buying some physical product. They prefer nurturing memories rather than buying or collecting your new gadgets, etc. So you have
Got it.
to
So
have
in
a
a way, what you're saying is everybody is hands-on social media now. There's nobody who's exempt to it. It doesn't have to be a generation which is more hands-on or less hands-on. It just depends on what product and how you reach them, basically. And
exactly.
everybody is getting
Exactly.
into it.
And that's
Okay.
where the omni channel is coming. People say, oh, brick and mortars will die and e-commerces will survive. Nothing. This is exactly what 20 years back, if you look, when the TV channels, news TV channels started 24 hours news broadcasting, people will say, who will read a newspaper? But fast forward to 20 years, newspapers are still surviving, are
Still
still
there.
doing
Yeah,
good business,
absolutely.
and news channels are also
Absolutely.
doing their 24 hours broadcasting. So there is a
Right.
space always. The people, what is getting challenged today from a communication perspective is the time span. We all have become a 2 second generation. Well, you will call me, why, what is 2 second generation? 2 second is takes to swipe up the image. So if you don't like, if your content, if your headline of your message is not good enough, I just swipe up and you're lost,
Right, right,
and you lost me.
right.
So we all are instant coffee and 2 second generation guys at the moment. And so this makes the communication span much more difficult. The communication
Challenging,
strategies
yeah.
challenging. It's very tough to attract and get the people to click on your website. Offer, it can be a offer for a discount seeker, it can be a creative model, stunning model visual, which is like you straight away click. Or you might have
Right,
something like a celebrity promoting an XYZ services. So yes, that's how everybody is trying to reach for that mind space. So
right, right.
I mean, yes,
So,
for a new
what
beginner.
you're saying is that what we put in the terms of content, in the terms of an image, has to be so attractive that it makes you want to click it. And once you
Yes.
click it, do you think once you click it, half the battle has been won, or there's lots more to do after that?
Okay. Once you click it, it's only half the battle won. The
Okay,
main
okay,
objective of any e-commerce or any e-commerce website would be, or even I would call physical retail mortal, is to provide convenience, is to provide user experience. In technological
right,
digital term, we call it UX, UI and
right.
UX. UI is user interface and user experience. So how to reach the checkout page in minimum number of clicks, that's a big challenge. I would ask you to do your own, or rather, not only you, whoever is watching this video, to do their own research and see how many clicks does it take in on Amazon to buy versus other platforms. That's how you know
Right.
how good is your user experience is. If you are able to click or reach the checkout page in minimum number of clicks, you have a better UX experience.
Wow. And do you need to do a lot of investments to be able to get those less clicks in terms of,
Mm,
any other website?
See, yes, that's why we say it depends again. If you're there are e-commerce sites which are only selling one product. The largest selling, you check out on Amazon, which is their best seller product, and check who is the reseller selling there.
Right, right.
Yeah, so
Amazon
there is.
has the for a product, Amazon has many suppliers. So, first and foremost, I need to do comparative, cost checking as which supplier is offering, who has stock, who doesn't have stock, who does good delivery, who will give me, who will charge me less for a delivery. So it takes a lot of research to be able to buy one product is the experience I've had with Amazon. I don't know about the others. I'm thinking maybe the number of clicks in Amazon is more in comparison to maybe just one product with one price point coming out of a Namshi or a Noon, and you just know what you want to buy and you buy it. Am I right, or is just a subjective
When you
thing?
say yes, the number of clicks may be higher. It depends what you are looking for, first of all.
Right, the
Yeah,
product. Yeah.
that's exactly. And so that's how you define your user journey. When the moment you come to the website, your home page,
Right.
and then
Right.
till the checkout, till you actually buy the product. Now there is something called a term called card abandonment. What that is, almost
Yep.
like 30 to 40% of the people bounce off or leave the site before clicking buy button or pay button. So that's how to cater to that scenario, there's a new emerging thing called social commerce. So now
Okay.
Facebook and Instagram have shop now buttons. So you can, they show a video or a still image of a model wearing a lovely outfit and look, and you can buy each and every element of that. There are dots, you click on the dots, it takes you to the checkout page. So social commerce has
Sorry, what is
really
that? Social commerce. Okay.
social
Okay.
commerce. So it has
So this is
actually,
for somebody who wanted to buy but abandoned the cart in the last minute. It takes up that information saying that this is what you were interested in, and it brings it back in terms of a video image, so you can actually make the sale. So it's like pushing you to make the sale. Is that right?
it is actually what you're saying, what you just said is something called retargeting. But what I am saying
Okay.
is social commerce is the retargeting can be done through social media, definitely. But what I mean to say, when your social media platform like facebook.com and Instagram becomes the e-commerce sites themselves. So now with the market growing, so there Amazon, and we know there are three major, one is Google, one is Amazon, one is Facebook. So everybody wants a pie of e-commerce market. So
Right.
Instagram and Facebook have started something called shops, so wherein you can buy the product looking at the image directly by clicking it. It takes you directly to the checkout page.
And this can be linked to your website as well, your e-com portal as a website
Why
as
you
well.
want to drive the traffic, why you want to increase the number of clicks, it can be.
So that, okay.
Yeah, so what
It will be
ultimately the
independent.
experience is, yes, it is independent, and it is linked directly to the payment gateway, and that's another emerging concepts, because today nobody has a time, let's understand that. So you want to make everybody's life simpler by removing the number of clicks.
Right. Got it.
If I like if I'm browsing an Instagram and Facebook, since we spend more time on Instagram and Facebook right now, if I like a particular look of a model, and if I'm having an option of buying that similar jacket, or even for example kind of shoes, I will definitely click it and buy it on Instagram rather than going and checking it out and doing all the research in Amazon and doing the comparison with different sites. I don't have the time until unless I am a discount seeker.
Right.
Until unless I am a discount seeker, and I will wait for that particular item
To come
to
on
come on cheaper.
promotions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
But the shops thing that you mentioned, Ritesh, is FB and IG connected together, or they are again independent of each
no,
other?
it is connected
Facebook.
together. If Instagram is owned by Facebook.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
So all
Connected.
these three giants which I said are the money making machines, and this is what
Right.
made them the money making machines.
Right.
So they have, I
So
mean, they are, I mean, all thanks to all the social media, Facebook, they have changed the human behavior, not only in buying
absolutely.
terms, but it also, they started controlling the human psyche, the human mind. So it is one of the, you can use it as a boon, or you can use it as a, uh, devil as well, because
It can go either ways,
it can
basically.
know
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
It's
it can
how
go
you
either ways.
utilize it to your advantage or to your loss. That is the
Right.
thing. And for my advice to a young entrepreneur is, forget today, you don't have to create your own collection. I know you come from a buying background, you will be looking at creating something unique. Gone are the days for that. Look at first trying out your example. Suppose you want to try it out a particular e-commerce, rather than spending a huge amount by making it 7,000 product website. Just start with 7 products, 7 lines, 7 items,
Mhm.
7 items, and see if you can sell those 7 items. If you are able to sell those 7 items, then you would have cracked the Da Vinci Code. I call it Da Vinci Code because this is where the most complication lies. You drive,
Right.
you show to 1,000 people, the possibility is that you will not be able to sell even one unit. So
Okay.
then that's where the whole game changes and challenges are in this game. How to make a person click the buying button or buy now button. This is called
Okay.
zero moment of truth. And then
Zero moment of truth.
Zero moment of truth. ZMOT. This is where the people realize where the brand power stays. Yes, I know Coca-Cola, but am I buying Coca-Cola online or when I drop off the cart? So this is where the actual.
It's so interesting that you mentioned it. 2 days back, my daughter said, let's do some junk food for iftar. And I went into KFC website, but I abandoned the cart, like you mentioned, right? And then I got, I think it was an SMS that says that you didn't find what you were looking for. And it gave me a link. And I was curious. I was like, all I did was go into the cart, and I abandoned the cart because my daughter changed her mind. She wanted to eat something else. And immediately I get an SMS saying, you didn't find what you wanted, with a question mark and a link. So this is exactly what you're talking about, right?
This is called retargeting. This is exactly, it's called retargeting technique. Some do with emailer, some do it with SMS, some do it. You'll start noticing it that on your Facebook profile or on Insta profile, you'll start seeing more of KFC, McDonald's advertisements, Burger King advertisements, sponsored ads more on now after you had made your intent to buy a KFC.
Yeah, it's somehow the algorithm is making them, it's bringing it to me saying that this is what we're interested in.
Whoever comes onto the website, whoever is on the digital platform, leaves something called digital cookie. So this digital cookies are being tracked.
Okay.
So that's how it works.
I think the computer algorithms know us much more than humans do right now.
Yes, it's all, see, who made this algorithm? It's a human who made it, correct? And now a new thing is coming up, which is artificial intelligence. With every interaction of every customer, these machines will learn themselves.
Right.
So it's going to get more and more complex. So, but it's ultimately all working on making our lives much simpler. So that would be,
hope so.
I can end this conversation with this point. Yes, technology, there is nothing to be afraid or frightened with. It's the time for all of us to embrace it. We can't live otherwise. We can't otherwise live in future. So
embracing change is very, very important right now. And I think people who will do that will have an easier life than the people who are trying to fight it.
And once you enter into this journey of e-commerce or digital marketing, I compare it directly with a medical doctor. You will say, how come digital is compared to with the medicine? Doctors keep on reading. You never know what new virus comes in and what virus can hit you. So they keep on learning every day. Every patient is unique for them. Whereas similar thing happens, you never know which algorithm of a platform will change and your entire campaign will go haywire. So you have to keep yourself updated as to what's happening. So it's the same. That's what the similarity between a digital strategist versus a cardio surgeon. So he keeps on what is the new heart problems coming in, and the same thing as a digital strategist keep thinking as to what new changes, how to break or how to hack a particular algorithm. So there is a similarity in that way as well.
Wow, I love the analogy. Thank you so much. That makes so much sense. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a great mentor. I loved it. I've learned so much. Thanks you once again for taking time out of your busy schedule. It's really, really appreciated. I really look up to you. Sure. I am a fan, and I do follow all your writings and blogs, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity, and I'm so grateful for all the humbleness and humility that you showed towards me. I appreciate it. God bless you, and hope to keep in touch.
And Ramadan.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
You too.